Hi everybody, I'm Doug Young, and I'm going to do a couple of videos here for you for Totally Guitars, talking a little bit about some basic knowledge of the fretboard. You might call this music theory, but I think I wouldn't. I'm going to call it more like fretboard geometry, and sort of helping you understand how to find notes on the neck and how to see some interesting patterns that I think you'll find useful, just to get more comfortable and know your way around the fretboard. So I'm going to do this, I think, in three parts. We'll start really simple and progress to some more interesting things as we go along. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is just finding your way around the neck, knowing the notes. You know, a lot of guitarists find the neck pretty intimidating, especially as you move up here, learning where the notes are. So I'd like to make just a few observations that I think might help and show you a few little interesting tricks for finding notes. Now, the first thing you might never have thought about, even though it's rather obvious when you do think about it, is that if you look at any given string, let's take the 6th string. We have an E here, I'm in standard tuning, and at the 12th fret we have an E. So that is one octave. There are 12 frets, 12 notes. That's every note there is in a scale from E to E. Same thing is true of the 5th string. This starts on an A. We have an A here. We have an A up an octave. It contains all 12 notes of the scale. So on any string, you have all the notes there are. They may be in different octaves, but you have every named note available on every string, which is kind of an eye-opening revelation when you think about it, if you've never given that any thought. When somebody says, where can you play a G? Well, there are 6 places on the guitar between the 12th fret and the nut that you can play a G. No more, no less. Every string contains a G somewhere in its length, and only one. So one thing that's really useful is to try to find those. And there's a brute force way to do it. If you know the scale, especially if you know the chromatic scale, the basic scale notes are easy. They're the same as the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Knowing the flats and sharps takes a little bit more memorization, but if you do the work, you can readily find that information somewhere. So if you know that, you can, from any string, count up or down, depending, and find any note. For example, if I want to find a G, E, F, F sharp, G. Where's a G on the 5th string? Well, let's see, we're on A. The G is the last note. Maybe I should start from the top and go down. A flat, G. On the 4th string, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. Hi, I'm Doug Young, and I'm here for Totally Guitars to talk a little bit more about fretboard geometry and basically show you some little tricks that I've discovered about where notes lie on the guitar. Now, this is the third part of 3, so hopefully you watched the first 2 videos, and this is the third. In the first video, we talked a little bit about just finding notes by name on the fretboard and understanding where some guideposts were and how you could find your way around the guitar. In the second one, I showed you a formula for a major scale in terms of your frets, and we saw that a major scale is a symmetrical pattern consisting of a note, 2, 2, 1, up 2, and then 2, 2, 1. Symmetrical pattern. What I'd like to do in this video is talk about harmonizing a major scale and talk about intervals a little bit. Now, I'm in standard tuning, and in standard tuning, there are a couple shapes that we need to know. And those are a major third shape and a minor third shape. What's a third? A third refers to an interval between 2 notes in that we play 2 notes together that are 3 steps apart. And basically you can do this using the same idea I just showed you about playing scales by counting up to 3. Start on any note. 1, 2, 3. That's a third. And that we call a major third because it's the third note of a major scale.